Hello, how are you doing? Welcome along to FTUK's weekly catch-up live stream. It is Friday, the 19th of September already. Hope you've had a good week in the markets and you've managed to navigate the FOMC successfully. It's been an interesting one at FTUK. Huge amount of payouts this week, which is fantastic to see. Want to go through all of those details. Before we do, obviously, please do contact Reza at Discord if you want to find out all of the latest information about FTUK, as we say every single week. Right, a lot to pack in and a lot of video clips and interviews in this one. We have got a lot to do. The payouts have been fantastic, of course, this week, and the money has been going out the door. Some great trader interviews as well. There's two specifically that we're going to go to in a bit of detail, and that's going to lead us on to speak about trading the open and scalping the open with a thin market. It's a fascinating subject, and it always amazes me the way that people actually find a way of being successful in markets, and everyone does it so differently. So we've got two great trader interviews. I then also want to just have a quick recap on our TradeLocker competition, because that is nearly finished. I think today is the last day, so we'll have a catch up on the leaderboard on that one, and then want to run through the scaling program at FTUK, because it's one of the reasons why a lot of people choose FTUK. In fact, one of our traders, that's one of the specific reasons that motivated him to want to work with us, and it's a good thing. Everybody needs to know about it. Also as well, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be very much appreciated. Our channel is growing all the time, and it's good to have everybody on board. The quiz questions are going great, and it's the best place to find out all of the when you subscribe, you get all the notifications for all the videos, and there's going to be 2 videos going up over the next few days, so that is definitely worth doing. Now let's jump in and let's do everything in order so nothing gets missed. Let's start by looking at the weekly payouts, because it has been a particularly good week for payouts. You can see here Barris S, $1,900. This is going to be the first guy we're going to profile in our interviews. Also as well, Oles K as well, Mamet, $2,460. He's the second guy that we're going to talk about in our interviews today, and then you can see them all there as well. We've got $700, $500, $1,200, Juro, $1,088, $44,600 in total in payouts going out the door this week, which is fantastic to see. So well done to everybody. Also as well, on the funded trader side, the people that have actually managed to achieve the passing the accounts and stuff, I do apologize. I've not had the time to go through all of these in a massive amount of detail, but congratulations to Sammy H, $100,000 account on that one. Alan L, $200,000 account. That's probably a level 2 from an instant funding 100k account. Pedro as well, congratulations on your 200k as well. Bruce M as well, $50,000 account. It's superb to see all these guys scaling up and becoming funded on their accounts. 1,320,000 in funding across FTUK over the course of this week. Big numbers every single week, and it's good to see. Those weekly payouts flying out the door, and the guys that have been doing that have done particularly well. There's 2 guys that I want to talk about. You can see the first one on the screen here. This is a chap here called Barris from Turkey, and I had the privilege of speaking to him last week when his payout was approved. $1,900. This is a momentum trader from Turkey. He's a very, very, very nice guy. His English is limited, but please do not let that discount you from understanding that this is a serious individual who has really understood the markets, really understood his trading, and knows exactly how he wants to carve his equity out of the market every single week. He's done fantastically well, and we've pulled up a clip of him to sort of preface the interview. It's a fascinating interview. He specifically trades gold, and he's only been trading with us since the end of August. His consistency score is just glided it in under that 20% level. It's a great interview. I'll play a clip of it now. This is what he had to say. Why have you decided to focus on gold? What's the reason?
But the gold because have some advantage because I searched some trading tactics, and I wait the momentum break. Momentum break is come, and I open the trades and wait. Generally, I open 1 hour time limit. I see the chance on the market and open the trade, and I wait. Sometimes I just stop loss and take profit and close my laptop or close my phone and check 2 or 3 hours later, and generally I take the profit.
Yeah, so you like to sort of do the work up front, execute the trade, and then just sit back. Yeah, that's a very, very clean way of executing your trades. Of course, that takes a lot of emotion out of it. So clearly that can become part of your trading edge, and I think that's something that he's tuned into beautifully. The ability to, if you're working with a thin market like gold, being a momentum trader, but then putting all of that emphasis on the front end, on the break, on looking for the right opportunity. And from there, I can set my stops, I can set my limits, I can set my profit targets, set and forget, like he says, close the laptop and walk away. That is part of his trading edge. And if you look at some of those core stats since the start of September, basically, the end of August, 56 trades on TradeLocker, absolutely stunning. The longest trade intraday work here, 3 hours, 19 minutes. And bear in mind, if you're going to have that approach to your exits, you're always going to have some discrepancy in terms of how you get a distribution over your equity curve of how long those durations of trades are going to last, because you don't know, because once you're in the market, you're at the mercy of whatever is going to happen next, and nobody knows what's going to happen next. So you're always going to get some variance in that. So the fact that his longest trade is only 3 hours 19 just really compresses him down to being that very, very short term type of trader. So it's an amazing performance. Look at the biggest profit there, $1,013 against his biggest loss, $346. That is a beautiful profit to loss ratio. So yeah, absolutely stellar performance from Barris. $1,900 profit in a couple of weeks. Superb. So his interview is going to be put on the YouTube channel. I don't actually have a date for that. It's going to be probably at some point next week, but definitely look out for it, because there's so many people are traders of gold. You can see there as well. Look at that consistency score there. Look at his win rate as well, 82.41%. That's some hit rate. That he's a real front end trader, so the way that he manages his exits, removes that emotion, and then puts all of that emphasis. I mean, you can see it there. It just leaps off the screen. But look at, this is interesting as well. Look at his average win, $125 against $160. So he was actually losing every time he's losing, slightly more than he's winning. But with that winning percentage, I mean, it's a really, really strong performance. So yeah, look out for that on the YouTube channel next week. The next trader that I want to talk about is this gentleman here. Now, this is outstanding as well. I mean, this is what could have inspired me to think about what it's like trading thin markets or scalping thin markets, because both of these guys have been very successful over the last few weeks, and they're both relatively short-term traders. They're both scalpers, essentially. 2000, and you'll see it in the interview. The interview is wrong. Well, it's not wrong, actually. The payout itself was $2,050. But this is Ollis. He's from Belgium, and but what Ollis did have is he had the payout booster, the 20% payout boost on the as the add-on, which was probably part of a promotion or something like that. But that just proves you, that's living proof of how powerful some of those add-ons can be. So always watch out for those when you get in your accounts. But he's been a professional in the financial services sector for nearly 20 years. He's a CFA charter holder, so he's got a charter as being a financial analyst, which is an incredibly difficult qualification to get. It's really the pointy end of the finance industry, and then that relatability when he pushes that through to a trading performance like this is really outstanding. He focuses on the Nasdaq, gold, and the DAX, but primarily the Nasdaq. And the interesting thing about Ollis is it's all on the open. He just compartmentalizes his trading down to one specific area of the day, and that's the US Open. And if you've ever watched the Nasdaq ping around at the US Open, you'll see just how volatile that can be. So yes, This is absolutely outstanding. So what I'll do is I've got a clip of him. Now, this is a short already going to be posted on the socials as well, but we'll get the full interview on YouTube over the course of the next few hours or over the weekend, something like that. But this, again, is another interview that you definitely want to check out. So in terms of the actual markets, we've got a good mix in there. Thin markets, I've got my own theories as to why you would choose those. But give me an idea of of the reasons that you focus on these types of markets. You've got the NASDAQ, the DAX, gold, and also the Dow.
Well, Nick, it's a good question. During the first years of my trading, I was focusing on the screen on the markets from the opening till the closing, at least of Europe. So from 9 to 5 CET. And since these last 3 years, I'm trying to really scalp for 1 hour 30 per day max, while at the US market openings mainly, because this is where the more volatility is, and focusing on the price action. You mentioned DAX and gold. I usually do not trade those, I must say. My main focus is definitely NASDAQ. And if there's some volatility or movements in DAX and gold, I would also trade, but it's really slight. Compared to NASDAQ.
You get that kind of they say obviously you get those US market opens, S&P 500 obviously, and then the NASDAQ, that really intense volatility that you get when it opens, but you don't then translate the same at the close as well, because I know I've come across an awful lot of traders that use the end of the market volatility at the end of the day to just get in and out of those positions. Why specifically because the open?
Yeah, because on the open, I'm better at the open, at the first hour, because it's the price action. I try to really read the price. I read the price action far better at the opening than at the end of the day, where sometimes some slight moves can occur and I have no idea where it will go, and usually I'm not profitable at the closings. So this is why I focus on the openings.
Yeah. So he sees such a massive advantage of focusing and getting used to the way that the market behaves at one specific point in the trading day. No one knows what's going to happen, but clearly trading the open for Ollis is far more successful than trading the close. And the reasons why that actually occurs, I don't know. It's the kind of question that really makes you think about the qualities of what's going on there. Because as a trader, you're just looking for an advantage. You're looking for something that you can build into your edge that fits your personality. So if you look at his actual statistics as well, this is pretty much all. Majority has come from trading the NASDAQ. 135 trades. So there's a lot of scalping going on in here. His longest trade in itself was 40 minutes. But look at the average win there, $123, and his average loss is reasonably higher as well, 165, which obviously means that he's got to have a decent win ratio there, and there it is, 70% win rate. That's amazing. On a market like that, trading the open, it's really, really, really cool indeed. His biggest loss was $485 and his biggest win was $606. So for a scalper to win, that kind of win to loss is particularly good. And that's obviously a very strong bit of his trading edge. And again, look at that consistency score, 19.94%, just really glides it in. Yeah, to be that kind of consistent, and I think that's a hallmark of discipline as well, which has probably been learned from years of battling various different ways of tackling the market and having, understanding where the opportunities are. So yeah, again, that's a fantastic interview, and we're very grateful to both of these guys for agreeing to come and share their stories and with everybody. That's going to be posted online over the next few hours, probably again over the weekend, but it's definitely worth checking out. But his comments and his interest in focusing on the open did make me wonder. It did make me think, is it better to trade the open rather than the close? I mean, if you're just looking for a point in the day where there's more activity, which is better? The open or the close. And when I really started to think about that, what sort of research is there around that? And I've never really come across any. But when I think of my own experiences, because I've been trading nearly 20 years now, what would I think has been like would be potential reasons of why someone would be able to find an edge in the open rather than the close or any other point in the trading day? And there's a few things I think that we can think about. There's definitely a few things we can discuss. The open essentially means that traders are fresh. They're determined. There's determination behind the moves. So if you think about human beings, how we all operate, we get to the table, we wake up, we have our breakfast, our coffee, we set ourselves up for the day. We're freshest, yeah? Well, you do that en masse. It means that the open, the activity around the open has real determination. There's real intent behind the moves around the open. That gives you something that you can use to your advantage because your exits, based on the money going into the market during the open, are going to have more validity. You can I would say you could potentially hang your hat more on the swing low and high points created when you're exiting off the back of trading into the open, because so many other people were doing it because they're looking to make those profits there and then. Yeah, so you've got real determination behind those moves that are created. So the price action, I would say, is probably very, very clean. That's probably one of the key advantages. And the money coming in is fresh money, and it's looking to do something with purpose. That's a really, really core difference, I think, between the open and also the close. If you think about the closing comparison, human beings, they get tired throughout the day. If in the UK, our US close happens at 9 o'clock at night. Yeah. So it's the end of the day. And if you've been trading all day as well, it represents tired money. And that's, the end of the working day in the United States as well. So people generally are tired. So the decisions that are made at the close are different. They have to be different because human beings, as a result, they do get tired. We all need to sleep. And so as a consequence of that, you do get a sense of there can be more market manipulation into the close, and Ola says it in his interview as well, that it feels like the moves are slightly trickier, and I think it's because of the manipulative quality that can, not always, but can happen around the close of the market, and so therefore the price action is less realistic. You can't necessarily hang your hat on it as the market then sort of gets raggy and thin. People close out, losers close, winners close, and then professionals come in and manipulate and sort of put positioning in for the next session. So it can feel like it's slightly more artificial. Or you can end up with a market going into the next session which has been mispriced or undervalued or overvalued artificially. That's different. So it's a different quality to the actual price action. And therefore there's more options that you then get around the open as well. Because if you've got the whole trading day ahead of you, then you could potentially split your positions. So if you're looking to build into your advantage as well, you're building into your edge, you could split your positions and then trail out for the rest of the day. That's not always going to work, but it could add to your bottom line over time if you're doing it consistently every day. Now, there's a lot of rules around how you can behave as a professional, as a professional trader, and the deliberate sort of buying and selling of assets around the closes can be a form of market manipulation. But you're always going to, I think, you're potentially always going to get that around the close rather than the open, potentially. So that is, one of the key reasons around that could be one of the things, one of the things that you could maybe consider. What are the challenges that you could face as well if you decide to work just trading the open? Well, it's not always perfect, obviously. I would say that the hardest bit about trading the open, particularly if you're new to trading, would be understanding your strategy, executing your strategy cleanly, and then being able to detach to such a degree that you don't come back and tinker. Yeah? There's nothing, especially for guys that are new, there's nothing quite like, trading the open, thinking you're a superstar because look at that, I just made $200 like that. And then all of a sudden, 6 hours later, I want a bit more of this. Yeah. Emotionally, that's a really difficult thing to conquer. You'll destroy any trading edge you have at the open by having that mentality. So that's probably a testament to Ollis in terms of he's been able to master that psychology over the years. So, this is not necessarily for the faint-hearted. And it's probably one of the reasons why most people would try it and then give up, because they'll ruin their edge by coming back and intervening in their process. Also, as well, Personally, I think as well that if you are going to be someone who does trade the open, you've got to understand that the market reactions around that open are always going to be sensitive to the news events that are happening at that time. Quite often you'll find in the United States that the numbers are released before the open as well. So that can have an impact. So understanding the fundamentals or understanding what the market should be doing based on a non-farm payroll release or whatever, or the prints that have come out before the actual US Open, that's going to be really important. So if you're going to be someone who focuses on the Open, then understanding the fundamentals is going to be a key part of it, because you're going to need that economic backdrop to be able to understand the reaction that you're getting in the market. And if you can do that, that's probably where one of the biggest bits of the advantage of working like that actually comes. So it's a very interesting question, very, very interesting question. Yeah, very grateful to both these guys. Those interviews, they will be on the YouTube channel over the next few days. So yeah, good stuff. Let's talk now about scaling. This is one of the things that we do very well at FTUK. Some great emails gone out about scaling, and breaking down some of the reasons why scaling is so important is something that you should consider. There's good reasons why people do select FTUK as the prop firm to work with, and I believe that our scaling program is the best scaling program out there. It's certainly the most aggressive, and the core reason is that if you are going to be successful in markets, you need some decent capital. You do need some decent capital, and our scaling program is built so that if you are precise and you are successful, you can move up the ranks very quickly. Your account will actually double, and then you'll be given the kind of firepower, not where you can just over leverage it, but where you can relax your strategy, because the more capital you have access to, ironically, the easier the game works. So we had a great email go out the other day about scaling. These are some of the reasons why scaling is so important to you as a trader, because more capital equals more payout potential. I mean, that's an obvious one, isn't it, really? It's motivation to stay disciplined. Growth is the reward for consistency. So it helps to keep you on that track. No extra fees for scaling. That's right. You don't. There are no extra fees for scaling. You don't have to pay anymore. You are just automatically on that path in that program. So it's the opportunity is there for you if you decide to take it. It keeps your edge simple as well. Yeah, it allows you to have your strategy, know what that edge is, and then put it into a place further down the road where you're putting it against the kind of capital that's going to make a difference. So it's a really, really important part of what we do, and do not discount it. It's not just the account that you're trading right now, it's what it's going to mean later on. So what does it mean, and how does it actually work? We'll just do a brief look at some of these key things. If you can handle the risk and are consistent, you can increase your capital and your ability to trade bigger sizes, because at FTUK, scaling we do it very aggressively, and it's what we do all about. Your equity will double every time you hit that 10% scaling target, so you can move very, very quickly. And I've underlined the next one as well. This is the reason why it's so important, because you are not inhibited on your withdrawals. As you're withdrawing profits along the way as you're earning, that does not affect your ability to scale. You don't have to then do a withdrawal and make that money back to then move up. Yeah, the team analyze things independently, so you can still withdraw and then scale up the program at the same time. That is such a massive, massive, huge advantage. It really is massively important. We do it very, very aggressively, and you don't need to make that money back if you are scaling. So if you have a look at our website, everything is on the scaling page for you. You can see the breakdown there in front of you. So we'll just use the instant funding one. You can see there from level 1, if you were starting on a 5K account, you'd get that 5K, and then level 2, when you hit that 10% scaling target, you'd then be scaled up to 10, and then level 3, 20, level 4, 40, level 5, 80,000, level 6, 160,000, and then level 7 would be a $320,000 in total. So it doubles each time. So if you were to purchase a 100K account, you can see how aggressive that gets. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Now you get by default you get up to level 6 by default, so you get up to that 3,200,000 mark. But if you get the add-on, which is quite often included as part of the package and the offers that we have on the website, that will double one more time up to level 7. So it's massively, massively to your favor. And Ironically, it's one of the reasons why Barris, the gold trader from Turkey, decided to work with FTUK. And I did ask him specifically what he liked about FTUK, and it was the scaling program. So yeah, it was really good to give him to give us some idea of why he likes FTUK. And this is what he had to say about scaling.
You have some advantage. For example, you are scale up to your account. My account is $100,000, and if I make the 10%, my account is 2 weeks. Yeah, it's gonna be $200,000. This is very advantage, and this is I guess 6,400,000 scale up. Some prop firm is just give me 400,000, 200,000. This is not enough for me.
Yeah, you see. Scaling, FTUK is very, very big on scaling, and the reason is because if you are good at what you do and you want to be successful in markets, you really do need a decent size account, and that means giving people the capital and the kind of liquidity that they need to actually make a difference, so that the withdrawals get them where they want to go. So I'm really pleased that you've chosen us specifically because of that scaling program. So I would assume that your goal is to really scale into that program.
Yes.
Yeah. Very simple. Is your goal to scale? Yes. Yeah. That's a smart guy. That's a guy who knows where he is going. And he's absolutely right. You don't get that kind of firepower a lot of the firms. And you look at the prices that you're paying for some of these other prop challenges at other places as well. And just by having that advantage in front of you at FTUK, yeah, you can't get that at other places, but you can get it at FTUK, and that's is good to see. So scaling is definitely one of those things that is is overlooked by so many people when they're purchasing an account. And you get traders that they'll purchase for and they want to make some money and just withdraw a profit, but the guys that are really serious and understand how the game works, they go for the scaling plan 9 times out of 10. Okay, that's pretty much everything that we've got. A lot of detail there about various different things and some great trader interviews, some great payouts. So thank you very much to those guys for giving us an interview. A lot happening at FTUK as always. Futures is still in the pipeline and it's not going to be far away. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you all next Friday.